Season 1, Chapter 4, Canadian Grand Prix. Malachi Wilson is not on form. The crash in Spain seemed to flip a switch within the rookie, with only 4 points from his last 2 races. This Grand Prix in Canada could go 2 ways, either the points finished getting back in the game, or making his own mark on the Wall of Champions. There they go, nothing separates them into the chicane. Wilson's on the outside, he takes the edge over Lando Norris and takes the position on this particular occasion, but that means he'll be in the best position going on the DRS straight when Norris decides to try and challenge into the right hander they come. Wilson's got a bit wide there for that last corner. There he goes up into the wall, and he's hit the wall, and he's lost his entire front wing there. Norris should finally pass now with ease, and that will mean that Wilson has to pit. He's got serious damage in the race where he could have been thought to get back on form in today's Grand Prix, but it's all going to amount to nothing for Malachi Wilson, who peels off the road and into the pits with Lando Norris just behind him. He also chose to pit on this particular occasion. He's got Alpine behind him as well. As in come these 3 into the pit lane. Wilson should be the last one out of these 3 cars, but it could be a potential chance for a strategic change. And they're going on to the hard tyres now, and they're going to make them try and last for the rest of the Grand Prix. Both the Alpine and the McLaren get out in front of him as he sits waiting to be released from his pit box. He's got to wait for the Haas car to go through as well. Away he goes. So let's see what the rookie can make of this bad situation he's been left in early on in this Canadian Grand Prix. Alright, here we go then. Virtual safety car about to come to an end. We had a bit of a poor start to this Grand Prix. A decent start made terrible due to the fact that we lost our front wing. We're back in the race now, and our aim is to finish the race in the top 10. We're currently running down in P18s, the second to last running driver on the track. We've got to make up 8 more places in order to get up into the points and finish the chapter off strong. Right, so here we go now into lap 12. Schumacher's caught us. He's immediately gone on the attack here. He's on the left-hand side going into the last corner. We want to make sure we don't hit the Wall of Champions going through that last corner. We've got on the inside, and we've sort of forced Schumacher to go way to the inside, so we managed to hold on to P17. That gives us a little bit of a gap to him, so we can try and stay ahead of him for the next lap. But unfortunately, come the next lap, he does catch up once again, but we've got to go through this next corner before he even gets a chance to make a move. Here we come now, got a yellow flag in front of the look at it. It looks like one of the Williams cars. That's Latifi. I'm not sure what's happened to him. I'm not sure if he's pulling over or what. It looks like he's spun out maybe, because he's still continuing to go.
Okay,
he's just getting himself going again once everyone's gone past. So the green flag now back out. We're back to racing. Schumacher's going back at us again. Will he be able to check the to make another move this time? Ricardo's in the pits here, and a couple of cars are in the pits. We could try and gain some more places here. We're up in P16 at the moment because we gained a couple of places due to pit stops. But regardless, still chasing down this home straight. We're up to P15 now, and could we get P14 and P30 maybe over Stroll and Russell into turn 1? Stroll around the outside, Russell's around there, he's coming behind us, but Stroll's go ahead, and that's us down to P14. But still, we may have some places here. This strategy could pay off as we get further ahead now to the end of lap number 20. A couple laps into the distance, and Lando Norris is out of the session. We've got yellow flag at turn 1. That's Lando Norris retiring, so that puts us another place. We're currently hitting P13. We're now moving up to P12, so now 2 places off the points. And it's just the 2 Aston Martin cars that separate us from points finished, but they are quite way in the distance. We've still got some serious work to do here. And Schumacher and Russell are all over us in the race for this top position, so let's try to hold them off for the rest of the race unless they decide to pit. We're going to try and go to the end, all the way to the end on these tyres if we can. So hopefully that will work for us, as it looks like Schumacher's peeled off into the pits. He's going on, assuming going onto a set of soft tyres to make it to the end of this Grand Prix, as our pit window opens, but we're not going into the pits. We move on to the start of lap 24 now, and we're not going into the pits for this thing. We're going to try and run these hard tyres all the way to the finish line. The end of lap 24 now. Russell's on the outside, he locks him a bit, so he made a bit of a mistake there. We're coming very close to contact. If we'd gone any closer, we could have potentially spun out or spun him out, but regardless, that's us holding on to P11 now, which is 1 place off the points. But that's because obviously someone pitted, so we're now still running very close. Stroll, meanwhile, is now on the pits. He's onto a set of soft tyres. It's a race now for us to try and beat him out of the pit lane. Into the last corner we go, as in comes Russell into the pits. We're chasing Stroll down the home straight. He just crossed the line. We're coming towards the line now. Will we beat him out this time? Head through turn 1 and going into turn 2. Here comes Stroll. He goes around the outside, out of the pits, and that puts him back up into the points, and us still down in P11. So we've still got some serious work to do here. In order, can we try and catch him? I doubt we will, because we're on the worn hard tyres. He's on the fresh softs. We've got a second chance here because Sebastian Vettel, his teammate, is now in the pits, and he was slightly further behind than Stroll, so we have a decent chance at catching him here. He's just coming towards the line now as we hit the DRS straight. Here we come now, down the home straight, back to turn number 1 to start lap number 28 of this Grand Prix. We've passed Vettel there going into 1, but as we go through turn 1 and turn 2, it's the same old story. Vettel making his way through on the outside, and he holds on to P10. So we're currently failing our objective to beat Sebastian, or just to beat the Aston Martins and getting to the points in this race. Pushing on now to lap 28. Ocon telling got us down the main straight. Going into turn, we managed to hold him off very nicely indeed. No contact made, just nice clean racing. We managed to hold him off there, so very nice. But I can tell he'll be coming at us later on another attack. So we're further on now to the DRS straight on this same lap. The first DRS straight. There we go now. Ocon on the inside, going down in towards the right hander. We passed Lando Norris earlier. We're trying to switch back here if we can get the place back. We can. There we go, around the outside and up into P11 once again. We did get a warning, but I don't think it matters too much. Pressing on now to lap number 35. Sorry, lap 31. Got just 5 more laps to go. And Ocon's there on the right hand side. He's got the slipstream. We can't really get a good toe on him, so we're still running behind him now. We're down to P12. We have got work to do here to try and get past him. We've got no DRS to help us, so we're only going to get one shot at the next DRS zone. But I doubt we'll be close enough to even try and make a move there. Can we try and go for a dive on Ocon all the way to the inside turn 1? We just run ourselves into the grass, and that's another mistake from Malachi there. And that looks like Ocon has. It looks like he has P11 secure, and that looks to be it for this race. As our objective, it was to finish in the top 10 in this one, and we have failed. So coming through the start of the last lap now, it's Valtteri Bottas who's won the Grand Prix. Another good victory for him. Russell's chasing us now on those soft tyres. He's managed to catch us coming into the race. There's a chance we could lose another spot here on this final lap. We've got to hold him off for just like one and a half more sectors, and that should be us for P12. It does look like we're going to fail this chapter, which that means that we will have to move on to the next one. Still not on form for Malachi Wilson. I know to get back in the game. We've gone a bit wide there. The last one is a bit of contact. We've hit the wall, and we've got a bit of damage to the front wing. It doesn't really matter though. We're going to go down this last straight to the end. Russell's going to have DRS on us for one final time on the attack. Down the straight he comes. This could get very, very close here going into this last corner. Do we have enough to hold him off? Here he is on the inside. We've got the outside. We've forced him out, and that's going to allow us to hold on to P12. But unfortunately, it's not enough for us to get back up into the points. So that is the chapter failed here. Unfortunately, so it's P12 for us. Come the end of the day, it's Mercedes who have taken the victory today. Valtteri Bottas wins the race. Very good drive from him, although we couldn't really tell. We were down there slumming at the bottom of the points. Yep, we haven't been in the points all race since the contact with the wall earlier on lap 9, and that sent us down into a downward spiral for the rest of the race, unfortunately. So there he is, Bottas winning from Hamilton and then Sergio Perez. So for those guys, obviously a very good race for them, and hopefully we'll be able to get back up there, or relatively up there soon. So like I say, Bottas wins from Hamilton, Perez, Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly comes home 5th. It's another 10 points for us, AlphaTauri. Sainz in 6th, Verstappen 7th, poor rest of him, Alonso 8th, Stroll 9th, and Vettel in 10th, while we finish in P12. Looking at the Drivers' Championship now, Hamilton leads the way by a good 35 points to Valtteri Bottas, but with another victory like that, he'll be able to claw it back. Verstappen 3rd, Perez also tied 3rd on 112 points each. We're currently slumming it down at P9 in the Drivers' Championship. We're currently 13 points off Pierre Gasly, so we've still got work to do in this season, but I feel like we can definitely catch back up. As for the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes still lead the way over Red Bull, Ferrari in 3rd, and then it's AlphaTauri in 5th and McLaren in 4th. We've still got to try and catch those guys. Alpine in 6th, Aston Martin in 7th, Williams 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Haas down in 10th place. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this episode of F1 The Prodigy. If you did enjoy it, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and just share it around, and watch the playlist from the beginning if you're new, and do get subscribed for regular Formula 1 content. And so until the next video, guys, I shall see you later. Have a good one, and goodbye. Although a finish just outside of the points isn't the worst race in the world for a rookie, Malachi Wilson knows more than anyone that he was lucky to finish where he did. He needs to get back on form fast, with his home race in Britain quickly approaching.